latest updates, subscribe to News9.
Hello, you're watching News9 Digital with me, Amrita, and I'm going to be talking about the misinformation pandemic which is spreading alongside the COVID-19 pandemic. So in the latest, the Australian Foreign Minister Marise Payne accused China of infodemic. This is what she said. Concerningly, we have seen disinformation pushed and promoted around the coronavirus pandemic and around some of the social pressures that have been exacerbated by the pandemic. The European Commission issued a report last week that concluded foreign actors and countries, in particular Russia and China, had carried out targeted disinformation campaigns seeking to undermine democratic debate and exacerbate social polarization and improve their own image in the COVID-19 context. A day later, Twitter disclosed over 32,000 accounts as state-linked information operations, which the company attributed to Russia, to China, and to Turkey. The context of infodemic is not just Australia or China-centric, and in fact, it affects all of us and the entire world. So first and foremost, what is infodemic? It is a term which was coined by the World Health Organization and refers to the dynamics of our modern information space where trustworthy information is difficult to distinguish from an overwhelming din of competing and in some cases conflicting voices. It means that in the age of new media, social media and all of the flurry of information that we are being bombarded with, it has become quite difficult to differentiate between what is real news based on facts and what is fake news in this sphere. The World Economic Forum has categorized misinformation into two spaces. One is accidental misinformation, the other one is intentional misinformation. Accidental misinformation is nothing but misreading or misjudging of facts and figures and putting it out for public consumption. One of the examples can that be of a hydroxychloroquine research paper based on a ghost data by a company called Surgisphere, which went on to influence government decision making and policies and even that of the World Health Organization. The other one, the intentional misinformation, are sponsored often by government agencies and organizations trying to spread propaganda amidst the climate of fear and crisis. So what is the United Nations, World Health Organization and other international bodies doing to tackle infodemic? The United Nations has chalked out 5 strategies which it is doing to tackle the infodemic crisis. One being producing and disseminating facts along with the WHO backed by scientific community findings. The other one being partnering up with businesses, especially those in the social media sphere, so as to tackle together the crisis of infodemic. The third one being working with media and journalists, trying to sensitize them to facts and figures, training them to give out accurate information. And then mobilizing civil society, working with civil organizations and encouraging and empowering each and every one of us so that we can decide what is real news and fake news. The last one being speaking out for freedom of speech rights or speaking out against censorship. Now we have all seen how censorship in China led to the virus going unnoticed for a long period of time during the initial stages when the voices of the critics, when the voices of the whistleblowers were shunned and silenced by the authoritative regime in China. Now emphasis also needs to be given on how the social media technology giants are tackling the spread of misinformation, because social media has become our go-to space for getting information, and that is where most of the misinformation is also spreading, because anybody can put out any information or any opinion that they want which can be represented as facts. So Facebook has taken a range of actions including banning of advertisements wherein some companies were trying to take advantage of the health crisis and selling medical products in the name of curing probably COVID-19 disease. Twitter, on the other hand, suspended 30,000 odd Twitter accounts which were state-linked and were used for giving out misinformation, was used to spread propaganda amongst people. most of them included that of China and Russia as well. So this is what social media is doing, this is what United Nations is doing, and WHO. Even the European Union in the latest came out with its own misinformation report. However, it was criticized to have been going soft against China due to pressure from the Chinese authorities. Now, last but the most important part, how would you cope with the infodemic pandemic and what measures you have to take to tackle this crisis? There are three things that one can do. While you're going through scientific research papers, do keep in mind that it is not set in concrete. The conclusions are not set in concrete, and tomorrow there might be another research paper which might contradict the conclusions of a previous research paper as well, because the studies are going on, research into novel coronavirus is still going on, and we have very little knowledge about what is novel coronavirus still. Other than that, cross-checking the source of the news from where you're getting the information from can help a lot. If that source is reliable, credible, then that can be real news as well. But if the source is not credible enough, then we need to cross-check what they are trying to spread. It can be misinformation, it can even be propaganda. And checking the expert claims which are given out in several news outlets. So we might read several news reports and there might be a few experts who would be advising us to do something during this crisis. But it is important to check who this expert is, what is their qualifications, and are they credible enough as well. So these are some of the things that all of us can do. Now keep in mind that this infodemic pandemic is spreading faster than that of COVID-19 pandemic, and during the times of crisis like this, it is very important to stay alert and distinguish from what is real news and fake news. Yes, infodemic did exist even before COVID-19 crisis, but during this crisis it has become even more eminent to distinguish between real and fake news. And we can all do our own part by distinguishing between fake and real news and alerting others about it as well, so that it would empower each and every one of us. You can leave in the comment section down below what you think of infodemic, and also like, share and subscribe to News9 Digital.